Hey YouTube, it's your girl Ebony Elbow. So I'm coming to you guys today with a highly requested video. As you saw by the title, I was 15 and pregnant. I had my daughter 2 days after my 16th birthday, and then I got pregnant again. So I had 2 kids by the time I turned 18, and by the time I graduated, I was on my second walking across the stage pregnant. I still went on to make it in life against all odds. I still accomplished a lot of goals. I went to college. I've owned 2 homes. I'm working on my 3rd, and I make over $70,000 a year. So if you want to listen to my story, find out how I made it, just stay tuned. Okay guys, so I thought I would do something different instead of me just sitting in front of a camera in my room talking to you guys. I wanted to go on a little field trip just to give you guys a visual of where I grew up, where I used to hang out at, things I used to do. So we're on the way now to my high school, which is where it all started. I was in the 9th grade when I guess got out of control. I come from a 2-parent home, my mom and my dad. Very structured. We grew up in the church. I was raised the right way, but sometimes as kids we just do what we want to do. We meet people that influence us. I always wanted to hang around the wrong crowd. I just was bad, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna show you, I was bad. I have been in so many fights, brawls. I've been cut. I've gotten cut. I've been jumped, so many things, but I have overcome so many things. Like, I'm so proud of myself. But like I said, it started in the 9th grade. I went to A. Philip Randolph, which is a technical school because I do hair. So this is my high school, y'all. This is where it all started. We used to, I never forget, y'all, we used to sneak out of school. One time I snuck out of school in my friend's trunk. We wanted to skip school so my mom wanted me to go there so that I could get my cosmetology license, which I did graduate with my cosmetology license. When I graduated, I had my hair license and my hair and nail license. So, I don't know why this hair keeps sticking in my face. And sorry guys, I broke my nail. So yes, so 9th grade, I had my clique. And I'm not gonna say their names, but hey girls. So like, we were bad, y'all. We were skipping school every day, hanging out, just like being bad. And I'll never forget, it was one day, so I used to catch the bus because my school was a magnet school. So how it is with magnet schools is you catch the bus to your home school, which my home school was Reebok at the time, and then the bus, your magnet bus will be at the school, will take you to your school. So I would catch the bus at Reebok, and Reebok is like the hip school in where I'm from. So I would be up there, my brother went to Reebok, and I would just be like, hey y'all, and you know, I thought I was cute. I had nice clothes, so I thought I was cute. And that's how I met my baby daddy. He actually went to Reigns, which is the rival school for Reebok, but he was at Reebok up there, I guess, plotting on us young girls or whatever. So I met him. I'll never forget, I was getting on the bus, and I don't know I don't remember exactly what he said, but I know I was getting on the bus, and we some kind of way we end up exchanging numbers. And girl, we used to be on the phone like all night long. You hang up, no, I hang up, no, you hang up, on 3 hang up. And we used to talk all night long on the phone. And I used to skip school and go to his house. His mom was real cool. And then we used to skip school and go to my house. It was a mess. And I don't know, I ended up pregnant. Over there, it used to be called Blue Front Store. That's where we used to skip at. That was the meetup spot before you skip school, and our men would pick us up from there. We would walk. The school is right around the corner, right back this way. We would just walk from out the school gate and walk over here to the store, and that's where we would get picked up at. So we were hanging out every day, just chilling. Well, not really every day, but so he lived, y'all, my baby daddy lived at least about, I don't know, I want to say maybe 15 miles from where I stayed. And I'll never forget, he walked to my house one day. He walked to my house, and I had, so my bedroom was on the side of the house. And when my parents went, my dad worked that night, and my mom, she had to get up really early to go to work. So I would sneak my baby daddy in my window. He would climb through the window. This is my old house. Some people live in here now, so I'm not gonna go all the way up there. But my room was back there on the side, so my baby daddy used to walk up through here, right through back there through that gate, and sneak in my window. My window is right behind that bush right there. He would climb through the window and he would stay the night, and I would get him out. And my mom is gonna kill me when she sees this video. And I would get him out before it was time to go to school, before anybody could see him, because at the time my sister was off to college, so it was just me and my brother. And me and my brother, we never used to tell on each other ever, so we was like ride or die. Which my brother at the time, he didn't know my baby dad was in my room, because I don't think he would have went for that. But I used to sneak him in my window and everything. And I remember one day I just felt different. Like, I just felt different. My breasts were sore. I was very tired, and I remember I told my friends, I think I'm pregnant. One day we were skipping school again, and I was like, I think I'm pregnant. So there was this place called The Bridge. It was a free program not too far from my school, and you could go there for like free pregnancy care, because I had health insurance, but I couldn't definitely tell my parents I was pregnant, you know. So we went to we skipped school, went to The Bridge, and I took a pregnancy test, and it was my clique. And so my clique knew, we all found out I was pregnant at the same time. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was happy. Like, I was like, oh, even though I was 15, I was happy because I was young and dumb. And I was like, oh, we're gonna be together forever. We're gonna be high school sweethearts. He's never gonna leave me. And I'm thinking, like, being young, oh, this baby is gonna make our relationship so much better. No. So, you know, I told my baby daddy that I was pregnant, and he didn't believe me in the beginning, and then he ended up believing me. I think so The Bridge gave me a paper, so I showed him the paper, and I was like, I'm not telling my parents. Y'all, this how young and dumb I was. I was like, I'm gonna go the whole 9 months, have the baby, then bring the baby home and show my mom, because my mom loved kids, so she won't be mad, and my daddy, he won't be mad. So that's how young and naive I was, right? So no, that was cut short, because one of my friends cousin ended up telling my cousin that I was pregnant, and my cousin told my brother. And I think this was the first time in life that my brother snitched on me. So my mom came to me and she was like, are you pregnant? Like, so and so, people are saying you're pregnant. And I was like, no ma'am. So she was like, I guess I was like laying around the house sleeping a lot. She was getting suspicious. So I'll never forget, one day before school, she bought a pregnancy test, and she was like, come in this room, and she made me take the pregnancy test in front of her. Like, she made me pee in a cup, and she did the little stick, and it immediately popped up that I was pregnant. And I will never forget, my mom, she just screamed, Ron, this girl pregnant. Because my dad's name is Ronald, and she would call my dad Ron. She was so upset. She was crying, and in the beginning, my parents, they thought it was best for me to get an abortion, and I was adamant on not getting an abortion. I had a cousin that was previously a teen mom. I was like, well, my cousin did it, so and so did it, I can do it. I can be a great teen mom. And my brother's like, well, you ain't Sheena. You don't even get grace like Sheena. Da, 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 da. So I was like, well, Sheena did it, I can do it. So it was so funny. So I was just adamant on not getting an abortion. Like, my mom even took me to the clinic, and I was like, no, because we have rights, so I didn't have to do it. And you know, my mom even tell me to this day she's so glad that I didn't get the abortion. So I went through my pregnancy. My parents were mad at me. My mom got over it faster than my dad. My dad was mad for a while. My mom, she was mad maybe a month, and she got over it. And we started planning. My mom gave me a baby shower. Like, we literally did not have to buy anything for my baby, because my mom's friends, my mom's friends and my cousins, like my older cousins, they really came through for me. Like, I literally didn't have to buy my baby anything, which was good, because at that time I didn't have a job. So I had this nice baby shower. My mom was there with me throughout my whole pregnancy. She would make sure I got to my appointments. If she had to work, you know, it was time for me to man up. I got the bus schedule, and I would catch the bus down to Baptist downtown, which is far from where I stayed, and I would get to my appointments. But I chose this decision to be grown, so I had to do it. And you know, the whole time I'm still like happy I'm pregnant in my mind, not facing reality like, oh, you know, it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that, he gonna love me, da 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 da. No, honey. So we didn't even make it all the way till my baby was born. We had done broke up. before my baby was born, and we ended up getting back together by the time my baby was born. But my baby's father was very active in my pregnancy. He used to go to my appointments with me, and he was there when I had her. He was at work. He was working at Hardee's. And I'll never forget, I was home by myself, and I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm in a lot of pain. So she came, she ran home. My daddy came, ran to our house, and I think my daddy ended up getting there before my mom, and my daddy carried me down the stairs, and we ended up going to the hospital. I was in labor for so long. I just would not dilate past 2 centimeters. So we ended up having an emergency C-section. And so my due date was my birthday, January 8th. And I was so childish. I don't want to share my birthday. I don't want to have her on my birthday. Which I ended up having her 2 days later on January 10th. And so I was just in labor for so long. They were like, you're not dilating past 2 centimeters. We're going to have to do a C-section. So they did an emergency C-section. And my baby, she was beautiful. She was just so gorgeous. I remember they rolled her in. I was like, is this my baby? Like, she was so pretty. And it was just like, at that moment, I changed. You know, I changed at that moment. So long story short, me and my baby daddy, we ended up not making it. He used to cheat on me so bad. I remember I used to be on the phone with him, and then kind of find out, like, he would be on the phone with me and a girl would be sitting right next to him. And I was just like, my baby daddy was a player, but what guy isn't a player at that age? You know, we were young. He told me that he was 18, but come to find out he was only 17. I was 15. Oh, y'all guys, my parents called the police on him. They tried to press charges because they thought he was 18, because he lied. I ended up finding out he lied to me. So the police went to his house to get him and all. They had me pick him out out of a lineup. They gave me these pictures. They was like, which one is him? So I had to pick him out of a lineup. Like, my parents was real deal about to put him in jail. And when they found out he was 17, you know, everything got dropped or whatever. So he had lied to me. He told me he was 18, but he was 17. And I was 15, and I turned 16 by the time I had the baby. So yeah, we broke up. I thought it was the end of the world. I literally, like, no lie, y'all, I wanted to kill myself. I was so depressed. I thought it was the end of the world. I was just so hurt, you know. Like, that was really, like, actually my real first boyfriend, you know, besides elementary, middle school stuff. That was my real first boyfriend. So I was just hurt. I was devastated. Like, I would go to his house, try to bust out his windows, try to fight girls, and start drama. Like, I remember one time his daddy told me, you are not welcome over here anymore. My grandbaby can come anytime, but you cannot come back over here. Like, I was real drama out, y'all, but I was young and young. I eventually ended up getting over it, and I met my second baby daddy. I think I was in 11th grade. Me and his cousin were like the best of friends, so we were hanging out. So after I had my baby, I was still skipping school. After I had my first baby, I was still skipping school, doing things I wasn't supposed to do. You know, still being bad, but I always maintained good grades. You know, I never failed or anything like that. Still skipping school, still doing what I'm not supposed to do. I did get a job. My first job was at McDonald's. I got a job because I always been responsible. One thing about me, my mom never had to make me work or get on me about doing the right thing, you know, as far as financially for my baby, fixing my baby. I always would fix my baby bottles. I never wanted to drop out of school. It wasn't an option. And that's how we were raised. My mom always told us, you cannot live in my house and drop out of school. And my mom would actually keep my baby. My mom had to get up for work at like 5 o'clock. She either had to be there at 5 or she would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And my mom would keep my baby every night for me, every night, so that I can go to school. And I was skipping school. So my mom thinking I'm going to school, she keeping my baby so that I don't have to be with a hollering baby, and I was skipping school. But that's the sacrifice that she made for me as a mom, because she did not want to see me fail. She wanted to see me make it, because just because you have a baby is not over. So I met my second baby daddy through my cousin. We were coming out of the club one day, sneaking, walking out of the club. The club was called Late Night. And he was like, Tip, who your friend is or whatever. And she was like, oh, that's Elbow. Everybody called me Elbow or whatever. She was like, oh, that's Elbow. So we end up exchanging numbers. He was way older than me, y'all. My baby daddy is at least maybe 13 years my senior. He was way older than me. So I was like, I ended up being crazy over him. He was a drug dealer. Like, you know how you be young, like, we loved the drug. When I was a little girl, like, young girl, I love drug dealers. I love boys with golds, flashy cars, drug dealers. Like, we loved the dope boys when we was younger. Like, I was like, oh, I got me a dope boy. And I was so young. He was so much older than me. He showed me so many different experiences. Like, he was paying my car note. We would stay here. We would stay in like all these different suites and stuff. And mind you, I'm still 17 at the time, you know, about to turn 18. As a matter of fact, I think I was right at 18, 17. So we would stay at all these suites. I would be sneaking out the house with him, going here, going there. Like, he would spend so much money on me, and I just thought like, oh my God, this is the life. And I knew he would be cheating on me, but I didn't care, because I cared, but I was young and dumb, and I was just thinking at that time like, okay, the money is all that matter. Like, he buy me Jordans, he buy me at the time the gold X and O necklaces and bracelets. Oh, he got me X and O necklaces and bracelets. Like, you be silly. Like, I was silly. And he had 3 other kids at the time. And they were older kids, you know, at that time, you know, not my age, but they were little babies. And I remember I used to be like, oh my God, he's so good with his kids. Like, we would always go to his kids' house, or he would always go drop money off for his kids, or we would always, like, if we're in the mall, get shoes for his kids, get clothes for his kids. And I used to be like, oh my God, he's such a good daddy. And I was like, oh my God, I want to have a baby from him. I was so dumb, y'all. So my second daughter, I actually was trying to get pregnant from him, and my family don't even know this till now. So I end up getting pregnant, being dumb. And soon as I told him I was pregnant, it was out. It was over. Like, soon as I told him I was pregnant. My daughter has never seen her father before, ever. She has never physically seen her father before. I'll never forget, I woke up one day, we were staying at a suite. I think we were staying like at the Omni Hotel. And I woke up one day after I told him I was pregnant, and he was gone. Like, he literally left me there. Luckily I had my own car, but he left me there. And I got his cousin to call him, and I was on 3-way. She was like, don't say nothing. He was like, oh, I'm at Disney World with my girlfriend. Your girlfriend? I'm at Disney World with my girlfriend and the kids. I was like, I was yet again devastated, like crushed. My feelings were so hurt. I was depressed. I was pregnant. I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna make him change by having a baby. I just did the dumb shit with my first one, didn't learn my lesson. Now here I go again. So I'm still in school at this time. I'm a senior. I'm still in school, and I'm like, here I go, making another dumb decision. So it was at that point, after I got over it, I was like, no, this gotta give. So in my senior year, I had all my credits. So I was on what they call work op. I always been responsible. I was paying a car note since I was 16. After I got my job at McDonald's, I worked at the hair store. I worked at the hair store for like a year, because I do hair. And then from the hair store, the hair store was paying me under the table. So in order to be in a program at my school, you had to be on the books, like tax wise, had a job. So I got a job at the zoo, and I met my sister-in-law named Dee. So we became friends, and we used to talk on the phone. And then one day she was at her mom's house, and her brother grabbed the phone. He was like, who you on the phone with? And she was like, my friend Ebony. He was like, what she look like? And that was the first time I ever talked to my husband on the phone. And at the time, I was like, I think I was like 2 months pregnant. I wasn't showing nothing. I was 2 months pregnant. So I was depressed, and I was like, okay, well, at least there's somebody to talk to get my mind off of him. He done gone and left me for this other woman. And y'all, he ended up having a baby from that girl. So my daughter and her sister are like months apart. And he was in that little girl's life, and he was never in my daughter's life. Like I said, she's never seen him. But anyway, so I met my husband through her. He was like, well, pull up at my mom's house. So I pull up over there, and I met him, and we've been together ever since my 12th grade year. We've had our ups and downs, because I got married way too young. I was 19 or 20. I got married way too young, but he stepped in and he took over. I had 2 kids. I was pregnant. He still loved me. He was there for me. That's the only daddy that my daughter knows, and he's always been there for her. He's a great provider. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be where he's at. I completely changed my life around, y'all. I stopped skipping school. I changed my circle. I stopped skipping school. I had to change my circle. I graduated. I was pregnant when I graduated. Walk across the stage, I was pregnant. But I made it. When I graduated, I was already enrolled into college. The first time I went to college was to be a medical assistant. So I only got a diploma. And I did an externship at Shands Hospital pregnant with my daughter. I actually went into labor. Like I didn't use that as an excuse. I went into labor working on my externship at Shands, and I came back when I had a C-section, another C-section, and I came back within like 4 weeks, and went right back to finish my externship, and they hired me. And I worked at Shands from 18 to, I worked at Shands for 10 years. So I worked at Shands from 18 years old until had to be 2018. No, I'm sorry, not 2018. Whatever the math is, I can't do it right now, but I worked there for 10 years. And then when I was so scared to leave Shands, I was like, in the beginning I thought I was making money. I was like, oh well, I made $18. I'm thinking that's big money, whatever. I bought my first house when I was 20 years old. I went through the Habajats program, which is it's like a program to help low income families, and you don't have like interest rates on your mortgage. And I had bought a Habajats house. I closed on that house, I think it was like a few days after my 19th birthday. And my mom, nobody gave me the information. I researched it on my own. I did it on my own. You had to put in like volunteer hours, and you had to help build your own house. I did everything. My husband would help me do my hours. So I had that house. We stayed in that house, I think 7 years. And I was just like, the house was kind of in the hood, and I was just like, I want better. I want better. I fixed my credit. And I fixed my credit up and did everything I was supposed to do, and I ended up getting me a house built through D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton is my favorite builder. I ended up getting me a house built in a way nicer neighborhood. And I used to rent the house that I was staying in my Habitat house. I rented it out to friends and family and stuff until eventually I ended up selling it. So and now I'm working on my third home. So I say all that to say, just because I made a lot of bad decisions, y'all, a lot of bad decisions, fights, I sleeping with guys and just looking for love in all the wrong places, and I had no reason to. You have to love yourself first, because when you love yourself first, you won't put up with a lot of things. And then just know, like, a baby won't change a guy. It won't make him want to be with you. It won't make your relationship better. It only ties you down. I had friends that went off to college. I never got to go off to college. I always wanted to go to FAMU. That, like, it's in my family. I just wanted to go to FAMU. I never got to go off to college. My mom said, this your baby, you're gonna stay here and raise it, which is that's only right. I never went to prom. I've never put on a prom dress. I never went to prom. Grad night, I was pregnant, so I never went. My sister-in-law ended up telling, again, somebody told my mom I was pregnant. My sister-in-law ended up telling my mom I was pregnant. And they were disappointed. They were so disappointed, like, oh my God, you're pregnant again. Like, you were not raised like this. They were so disappointed in me. And I never forget, at the time I was talking to him, he wasn't my husband at the time, and I told him, I was like, I gotta move out. Like, I done let my parents down twice. I gotta get on my shit. I gotta move out. So he got me my first apartment. Well, I won't say he got me, we did it together. We had like little cheap furniture. It's a store here called Nationwide. We had like a little cheap little living room set. My babies had their own room. It was cute. Like, I did the best I could for my age. Now that I look back, I'm like, I did the best I could for my age. We stayed in Arlington in these apartments. And from those apartments, we moved to nicer apartments. And then from that nicer apartments, we moved into my Habajats house. From my Habajats house, I ended up getting me, I won't say my dream house, but my mini dream house built. And now I'm working on my third home, which will be my final home. So don't get discouraged. You can still do it. I have a great job. I make over $70,000 a year, and plus I do hair. So you can do it. Like, I'm bringing in over $70,000 a year. My husband makes great money. So collectively, we bring in well over $100,000 a year. My kids have everything they could want. I don't ask anybody for nothing. When I left my mom's house at 18, I never went back until they were building my house, and I had to stay with her like 2 or 3 weeks until they got done building my house. But I left and I never went back. You could do it. You just got to be focused. You know what you want, and you just have to be focused and push yourself and strive. If you want better, you got to do it. Like, nobody can't want it for you. You got to want better for yourself. Like, it's no excuse, y'all. Like, it's really no excuse. I had 2 kids by the time I was 18, and look at me now. Like, so it's no excuse. If you want it, you can do it. Like, you can do it. You made a bad decision, don't fret over it. Just pick yourself up and keep moving. Don't be a statistic. Life is getting hard out here, so just keep pushing. I hope this video can encourage anybody I have a lot more to tell, but I don't want to bore y'all too long, you know. But my story is deep. But at least I covered the basics. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below or DM me. Bye-bye.